Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news all right. Lions fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most transformative moves the franchise has considered in recent seasons. Rumors swirling around the NFL suggest that Detroit is deep in talks to acquire none other than Derwin James from the Los Angeles Chargers. This isn't just a casual trade rumor either. Insiders indicate that the Lions are actively working on a deal that could see the dynamic safety donning the Honolulu blue and silver very soon. The proposed package, a third-round pick and a rotational safety, aimed at bolstering a secondary that's been hit hard by injuries lately, with both Jeff Okudah and Kirby Joseph sidelined for significant stretches. Now, let me paint a picture here. The Lions are currently sitting at 9-4, firmly in the thick of the NFC North race, and they're looking to elevate their defense to another level. The idea of adding Derwin James is a game-changer, reminiscent of the bold move the Seahawks made in 2020 when they traded for Jamal Adams. That trade turned their fortunes around, leading to a +13 turnover differential, and that's exactly the kind of impact Detroit fans should be excited about. James, only 29 years old, is entering what many see as his prime years, and his 2025 season was nothing short of spectacular. He finished with 7 interceptions, 20 pass breakups, and a PFF safety grade of 92. 8, top-tier league-wide. What's more impressive is how he allows just 0.5 yards of separation on deep routes, making him a nightmare for quarterbacks trying to connect downfield. James is a versatile player who can do it all. In 2023, he racked up 98 tackles, forced 6 fumbles, sacked the quarterback 4 times, and suffered a rib injury in Week 6 that caused him to miss 2 games. His career stats are equally impressive: 22 interceptions in 100 games, 500 tackles, and an EPA per target of -0.29, which indicates how disruptive he is when the ball is thrown his way. His ability to blend coverage and run support makes him one of the most complete safeties in the league. And, if you're wondering about his play style, he boasts an 84% blitz win rate, and his run support EPA is +0. 21, showing how he thrives in multiple aspects of the game. Now, let's talk about the Chargers' side of things because they're in a tricky spot. They're currently 7-6, but are facing a significant cap crunch, with about $15 million in available space and a looming $21 million hit from James' contract. Given their financial constraints, they're skeptical about committing to that hefty cap hit, especially since their defense has been leaking points, allowing an average of 26 points per game. The Chargers are instead focusing on freeing up cap space to extend Justin Herbert, whose QBR of 94.8 has made him a franchise cornerstone, and to shore up their offensive line. It's a classic case of a team trying to maximize their roster while managing financial constraints, and Detroit's interest could be the perfect solution. For the Lions, the addition of Derwin James would be a massive boost, alongside the emerging Ennis Rakestraw Jr., a rookie with a PFF grade of 83.9 in 2025. James could transform the secondary into one of the most formidable units in the league. Imagine a backfield with James, Jeff Okudah, and Kirby Joseph, each bringing their unique skill sets, creating a secondary that could rival any in the NFL. The impact. Well, projecting forward, adding James to the mix could potentially lead to a total of 21 interceptions in 2025, up from the 13 they currently have, and improve pass defense efficiency by around 19%. That's a huge jump, and it echoes the Chargers' boost from James this year, which prevented an extra 210 yards through pass defense alone. Deep passes would become much less effective against Detroit's secondary, dropping from an average of 12.3 yards per completion to just 8.7 yards. Red zone efficiency would also see a significant improvement, with the team's red zone rating dropping from 88.5 to 71.2. These numbers aren't just stats. They translate into real game-impacting plays that can swing close games in Detroit's favor, especially during playoff time. With a player like James, who's known for his ball skills, tackling, and leadership, the Lions would be setting themselves up not just for a playoff push, but for a genuine Super Bowl run. Now, let's consider the overall defensive outlook. With James in the fold, the Lions' backfield could resemble the 2000s Patriots, a team renowned for their opportunistic defense and high turnover rate. James' knack for forcing turnovers, his 6 forced fumbles this season, is exactly what Detroit needs to turn defense into a weapon. His tackles for loss would also go up, helping to limit opponents, rushing yards, and control the clock. Limiting yards per carry to around 3.5 would be a realistic target, further strengthening a defense that already has a solid foundation. This move could also serve as a long-term blueprint for Detroit. A defense that can generate more turnovers, stuff the run, and cover deep routes effectively makes the team a perennial contender. It's not just about winning now, it's about establishing a culture of resilience and elite-level play that can sustain success for years. James' leadership, combined with the young talent already on the roster, could be the spark that ignites a new era for the Lions, one where they are feared across the league, not just admired. Looking ahead to the playoffs, the odds of winning the Super Bowl with James on the roster improve significantly. According to recent projections, the Lions' chances could jump from +600 to +300, with a +13% increase in simulated win probabilities. That's not just numbers. That's a reflection of how much this addition could elevate the team's chances of finally breaking through and hoisting Lombardi once again. Especially against top-tier opponents like the Bengals, Ja'Marr Chase, or the Bills' Stefon Diggs, having a player like James could be the X factor that tips the scales in Detroit's favor. Of course, everything hinges on the deal going through, and there's a lot of moving parts. But if the Lions pull this off, it would signal their serious intent to contend now and in the future. It's a bold move, but that's what championship teams do. They make game-changing decisions that set the course for glory. Imagine the roar of the Ford Field crowd when Derwin James steps onto the field in a Lions uniform for the first time. It's a moment that could define this franchise's trajectory for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Detroit Lions news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So, Lions fans, what's your take on this potential blockbuster move? Are you excited about the possibility of adding Derwin James to our already talented roster? Do you think he's the missing piece that can push Detroit over the top and finally get them to Super Bowl Sunday? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters to us and to the Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest Detroit Lions news. Let's keep the passion alive and keep pushing for that championship.